Uh, so I hope that the title of this video doesn't trigger the YouTube censorship gods, but there was no other way of calling this, because that's exactly what it happened. The South African president in the Oval Office with Donald Trump, that, well, it basically was literally a setup, very interesting setup from Trump, was playing this video with all this political party chanting a song, "Kill the Boer, kill the farmer," and, well, the reaction of the South African President Ramaphosa was really strange. But let's do our body language analysis from the beginning. And from the beginning is really when they shook hands, which was quite it was quite warm. I think that Trump was, trying to maybe try to prime Ramaphosa into thinking that this was going to be an easy ride.
He said, "I want to come over and see you." That was my honor, and thank you very much for being here.
You're most welcome.
Classic Trump handshake, and Ramaphosa puts his hand on top, a bit, that is, it can be interpreted as warmth, as a bit of control. I'm going to give it a pass right now. Then there's a second handshake.
So thank you very
I
much.
remember the call.
Yeah.
We said,
Again, this is a classic handshake. A bit of, let's say, this is not a complete handshake, but, well, it was okay-ish, I guess. And then we get right into the thick of it.
I called Zelensky.
Oh, no, he was making a joke about Zelensky in South Africa first, to add some levity before the storm.
And they said, "He's in South Africa." I said, "What the hell is he doing in South Africa?"
He was talking to us.
We got this thing.
Okay, then there comes the question that started it all. You have to understand, I summarized this to like 3 minutes of footage, like 5 minutes of footage. Some of it we're going to watch at 2x speed. We don't need to watch this in real time. I'm going to tell you, okay, you're going to notice that it will go faster. And but it was basically, of the 1 hour they were together at the Oval Office, was 50 minutes total roasting of what is going on in South Africa with the farmers, the white farmers that are being killed. And this is the question that triggered it all.
What would it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for President. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer that.
Yeah, well, the question was directed at Donald Trump, and Ramaphosa interrupted, and Trump joked, saying that I'm going to let him answer this time. They go ahead.
Our president will respond to you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, so in this part, I'm going to play this at double speed, because it's not necessary to watch it at 1x.
It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us under the quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these 3 gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it will take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to
That is important, would be important for later on, in which Ramaphosa says or claims that since there are 3 white South Africans in the room, and he brought his white minister or whatever, or VP of Agriculture, who is white as well, then there's nothing happening with white people in South Africa. Yeah, that sounds stupid. That is a stupid argument, but we're going to dissect that later on. But right now, this is Trump's reaction. He thought this is 100%. I'm not going to be very scientific with this one, but this is 100% a shit-eating grain. I mean, this should be in Carta Encyclopedia, as this is the definition of a shit-eating grain. Oh yeah, we're here. This is gonna be great, and Trump was not buying it, and Trump was waiting to unleash the Kraken, and that's what happened. I think that's what happens right next.
Mr. President, I must say that we have... No, wait.
Notice that he begins to talk. A reporter almost interrupted him. By the way, before this, I cut out that part. He roasted I think it was an NBC journalist for asking about, the deportations. What does the U.S. deportation have to do with the relationship between South Africa and the United States? I don't know, but Trump simply ignored the questions and told them that they were fake news.
Let me see the articles, please, if you would. And turn the lights down. Turn the lights down.
He did not expect that. He was still smiling. Oh, sweet summer child.
And just put this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
There's nothing this parliament can do, with or without.
That was the moment he knew he effed up. I mean, he realized why was he at the Oval Office with all the cameras, and millions of people around the world will see this. Oh yeah, it was a setup. 100% set up by Trump. And then there comes 3 minutes. We're not going to watch the 3 minutes, but we're going to watch some of the body language of Ramaphosa during those 3 minutes of footage and listen, of course, what they are hearing on that lovely video calling for open murder.
You, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you, from the president, from no one. We don't care. We can do whatever you want to do. Who are you to tell us whether we can occupy land or not? We are going to occupy land.
Yeah, you can see you can see the aims of Ramaphosa was, oh my god. This one is what the F? What F, man? How? What? And yeah, it's like, oh, you should turn around. You should turn around. The show is right behind you.
You must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing.
You notice that I'm gonna. You already heard what the guy at the background was in the video was saying, and you see that Ramaphosa had this pacifying gestures like caressing the chair.
A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing, because the killing.
Yeah, he was. The killing is part of it, as in, it's part of the policies of this, according to Ramaphosa, this minority political group.
The killing is part of a revolutionary act. Shoot to kill. Ramaphosa.
And he laughs. Why would you do that? Why didn't the? I mean, if you're against that, he's gonna say afterwards that his government is against that, the Constitution is against that. Why would you? Oh yeah, you're just laughing. It's something that you should laugh about, right?
Ramaphosa. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer.
And this continues. I'm gonna play this at 2x speed.
The man of DAPE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, come after the white man. They think a child will pay. They will be fast. But was that really for white man? When there's no place without compensation, whether they like it or not, if they consent, they can see the refugee in America.
It sounds like Hugo Chavez. But then Trump has another clip of the crosses and people paying their respects to the farmers, the white farmers killed.
These are burial sites right here. Burial sites.
I think we can. He finally turns around. Ramaphosa finally turns around because he was not looking at the video. He was not looking at the video previously. But when looking at the people paying their respects to the killed white farmers, that's when Ramaphosa finally dares to look at the video.
Over 1,000 of white farmers, and those cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross.
And then Ramaphosa asked a question.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen.
Well, he had never seen those white crosses, so maybe they can give him some intel. They can look for them in Google Maps and share with him through WhatsApp the address.
What would you like President Ramaphosa to do about the situation that we've just seen on the screen?
I don't know. Look, these are articles over the last few days.
And then Trump begins to show the articles to show that it's not just a song. It's not just a silly song, that you can laugh at and call it a day. No, it's something that is actually happening. Genocide. They're calling for the eradication of white people, white farmers. That is calling for genocide. That is not a joke.
Well, I can do that. Look, there's burial sites all over the place. These are all white farmers that are being buried.
Well, here he's being Mark Carney in here, in which he's gesturing like, I want to talk. Oh, Trump is not letting him talk. But finally, at some point, Ramaphosa can defend himself.
Let me clarify that.
Yeah,
let me clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a
Thank God.
multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy.
I guess that calling for the murder of white farmers is a policy? Well, that's interesting. But then we have the receipts here, thanks to Jack Tron. Here's President Ramaphosa saying that he wants to seize land from people he doesn't consider our people. What does he mean by that? And give them zero compensation. If Trump's claim is so baseless, then why not just ask him what land he's referring to? Yeah.
The question of land, the land of our forefathers and our foremothers, must return to our people without any fail and without any payment of compensation. And it must happen now.
Okay, no payment or compensation. And then some reporter tried to, I don't know why, ask a question about the Qatari plane that was gifted to Donald Trump, and Trump corrects him. It was not gifted to Donald Trump, was gifted to the U.S. Air Force. And then Ramaphosa tries to play on that, saying that, we don't have a plane to give you.
We don't have a plane to give you.
I wish you did. I'd take it. I would take it. If your country offered the United States Air Force a plane, I would take it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Trump. Trump never misses an opportunity to troll a bit. I think that he was not trolling. If you offer me a plane, I'm going to take it.
But coming back to this issue, which I really would like us to talk about, and talk about it very calmly. We were taught by Nelson Mandela that whenever there are problems, people need to sit down around a table.
Notice what Trump is about to
talk
do.
about them.
Well, there are
and this is precisely what we would also like to talk about, including, of course, trade matters, investment matters. So the issues that concern you as the United States.
Those are all recent.
These are all deaths. He just gives him the bunch of papers. He doesn't say anything. He just gives him that. This is cinema. This is absolute cinema. This has always been. This Oval Office encounters keep getting better and better. And
that scene of, you see how many crosses they have. Those crosses, that's a dead person in every one of them. And those trucks or cars are paying their respects to all of those dead people on a Sunday morning.
Notice that Trump is talking about people paying their respects to the dead. And notice the attitude of Ramaphosa when Trump says that.
Paying their respects to all of those dead people on a Sunday morning.
I mean, it's like he is upset of what he's saying. Of all the things that he could be upset, he's upset about people paying their respect to the dead. You notice from his body language that this guy is not a good person. This guy is not a good person.
I'd like my minister.
This is my favorite part. I'd like my minister
of Agriculture, who is white, who comes from an opposition party to mine, who's joined my government at my invitation, to address this very issue, including the question that you've just raised.
Remember that he mentioned that since he has a white Minister of Agriculture, then nothing is happening to whites in the country. Can you imagine if the the races were reversed? That a white guy says, "Hey, I brought my black Minister of Agriculture, so nothing is happening to blacks in our country." It's like it's like the Chinese, that they always make sure to have a blonde guy in the team, in business teams, so they have like, oh, we have a blonde guy, we can brag about having a blonde guy. This is like DEI in reverse. We have a white Minister of Agriculture. Yeah, this is DEI in reverse. Well, in fact, it's exactly the same as DEI, not exactly in reverse, but you get the idea, right? It's a stupid argument. Oh, we have a white Minister of Agriculture, we are so inclusive.
But why wouldn't you arrest that man?
Good question. Why wouldn't you arrest the guy calling for genocide, for murder?
That man said, kill the white farmers, kill the white farmers. And then he danced, and he's dancing, and it's kill the white farmers. I'm not sure, but I think if somebody got up in Parliament and started saying, kill a certain group of people, he would be arrested very quickly. That man is going all over South Africa, and that's not a small party. That was a stadium that holds 100,000 people.
Yeah, it was concerning what was happening, and you could say, well, wait, it's just a song that so many people are saying. It's just a song. It's just a song that says "kill the farmer." Oh, it's like it could be a rap song and that says "kill the farmer" and nobody would bat an eye. But the problem is that is the way that other people get triggered and do the thing that the song says, which nobody wants. Absolutely nobody wants. Although I guess that if you write that song and you sing that song and you make sure that it is watched by millions and in videos and everything, then you absolutely want what the song says to happen. So yeah, if you are doing that and that kind of let's say call to violence is not addressed, you have a very bad problem in your country, in any country. And well, it's something that we could say that that's one of the things that triggered the shooting in DC last night, where a couple was shot down outside. I think one was a Jewish diplomat. It's what I understand, and his American fiancée. A lot of tragedy, and of course the perpetrator was shouting "Free Palestine" or something like that. I mean, if you keep asking or keep singing or keep pushing for violence, at some point people will follow through with that. That is the problem. That is an interesting question, which is not that interesting because it has a very commonsensical answer. It's that simple. If you are calling for hate, if you are calling for murder, you are inciting people to act on this. And some people are so deranged that they will make sure to act upon this. But again, I would like to know what do you think about this in the comments. What do you make of Ramaphosa's body language in here, and what do you make of a political minority singing that song out of the open without any consequences? Remember to download my 100 body language tips in the description of this video. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. Much love and bliss.